Welcome back to another episode of the True Strength Life podcast. I'm talking as if I have to scream to the camera. Microphone's right here. I have the number one guest of the show, the one everybody is waiting for,
Waits all year for.
waits all year for. As of right now, how the show has gone over the years, I get her once a year. And there was one Noah's Ark. You did an extra episode with me. I don't remember if you remember that.
I don't remember that.
That was like 8 years ago. So anyway, this is my wife. Wifey's on the scene. Brooke. Hi, baby.
Hi. And Cody.
And Cody's here. Cody joined us. A little more chill environment than the than the studio setup. We were in the studio last year. And so this is a year recap review with the wife. See how much I screwed up in 2025.
Gosh.
So what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Thought you'd have a script or something or some bullet points.
Yeah, I would have a script.
Not a script, but like some bullet points. I don't know.
Yeah. So, well, what are I guess as a family, what are some highlights of our year? Because I forget that kind of stuff all the time.
Well, age-wise, for those that don't know, obviously we have 3 kids. Our daughter, Mackenzie, she just turned 8 a couple weeks ago. Our son, AJ, is 5, going to be 6 in the beginning of March. And then Alistair, our youngest, just turned 1 in October. So that's been pretty exciting.
Little monster.
He is a monster. He is certainly growing into his personality. He's a brute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think, like, not that we didn't do anything this year, but nothing like huge with
We went to
them.
Maine.
We did go to Maine.
That was a big family trip.
Yep, we went to Maine back in May for a few days. It was fun. Obviously, we didn't get to experience probably a lot of things that we wanted to because unfortunately it rained the entire time we were there. But it was fun. We had a really good time
Had
with
an
our
Airbnb
family.
with it was all of us.
Mm-hmm.
My sister and her husband and my parents.
Yeah, it was a good time, and we made the best of it considering the weather.
Yeah.
So we took that big trip at the beginning of the summer. And then, during the summer, we're always at our family campground. And the kids, I mean, they have a blast swimming and just being together and things like that. And then, well, in September was our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. that was our big highlight of the year. It was our 10-year anniversary.
Decade.
Because I remember doing this last year, talking about what's to come.
Yeah.
And it was our 10-year anniversary, and we went on a cruise, just the 2 of us. And so we haven't done a trip
just
like
the 2 of us.
We haven't done a trip like that. I don't even know when. Without any kids or anything like that. It's been a long time.
Not since the kids.
Yeah, not like to that extent, that type of a trip.
Went on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Bermuda.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time. But yeah, I mean, little things happen here and there, but if I don't keep track of everything, so I don't remember a lot of it, unfortunately. I'm sure I have pictures to prove it, but
yeah,
it's kind of been like not in a bad way, but it's been kind of just a chill year. Not too much has been going on, and I don't mean that in like a bad way. It's just kind of nothing really big really happened with the kids or anything.
We always
like
stay
that.
busy. We always have a lot.
Always busy.
Always have a lot to do, but it's not like it's not like we're not like out doing crazy things.
No. like, with our son AJ, with him turning 5, he's been able to participate in a lot more things. So like, the kids, they go to youth group on Wednesdays, and he's now able to, be with his sister and participate in that, which was pretty big for him. Um, and Coming up this year, and just, the next 2 weeks, he's going to get to play his first year of basketball,
Yeah, he's excited about that.
which is exciting. But yeah, and then, our youngest turning 1. That was I don't know how that happened already, but um, he's walking all over the place, and he just wants to be where his brother and sister are at all times. But he's been a very good addition to our family. So he's been fun. And then, another big thing that happened for our family, not necessarily in our home, but our sister, Aaron's sister, Amanda, her and her husband, they had a baby on December 14th, baby Olivia. So we got a new cousin, a new niece. So that's pretty exciting. The kids are over the moon about her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been exciting. So it'll be fun, this year, watching her grow and watching her with the kids, and especially her and Alistair, being so close in age. So that was a big moment for our family as well. So that's exciting. And yeah.
So one thing I want you to touch on,
Oh boy.
for the audience and the probably very, very few women that actually listen to the show. But I know because you're on it, a lot more are going to when they see that you're on it. Homeschooling.
You always bring this up.
Yes.
Like, this could be a whole nother, like,
Yes.
thing.
But it had another year on your belt.
Mm-hmm.
And and Kenzie being 8, she is, self-sufficient with a lot of it. Obviously needs help,
Mm-hmm.
but and AJ is at the age where he has, the road to reading has,
He's doing very well.
began this year.
Yep.
And I guess, like, whatever you want to say about it, but what are maybe some, we'll start with the challenges that have happened this year with that.
Well, every day is different, but I would say the biggest challenge this year has been probably within the last, like, 3 to 4 months. Um, just with the simple fact of trying to do school with a toddler has been very hard.
With the baby, the 1-year-old run around.
Yeah, it was easier once, after, he was a couple months old. It was easier, if I say, because he was sleeping a lot more during the day. So once we got back into our routine, after taking time off after having him, we would do it when he would sleep. So we would have pretty much our whole morning, and we would have our afternoon, and we would just get it all done. No big deal, whatever. And, they get a little older, they need less sleep. And so probably within the last 3 to 4 months has been very hard, because something as simple as doing 2 hours of schoolwork a day takes all day. And so it's just been, I think it's getting better. But it's just, finding ways to occupy Alistair, and even if that means, like, doing school on the living room floor and just being creative. There's been times where we've just packed our stuff up and just left the house and went elsewhere just for a new environment, or something that could keep him occupied. But that's probably been the hardest, or the biggest challenge, is just figuring out how to do it with a little who isn't even preschool age. So it's not like there's busy work I could give him. It's just, he's just roaming the house, and he likes to get into everything. So that's been the biggest challenge, but it's every day gets a little bit easier. I mean, it'll be hard to get back into it after having a 2 week break, but I still love it. And, like you said, Mackenzie, she's pretty much on her own for the most part. So that does make it easier. She's in third grade right now. So it's very minimal that she needs my help. Um, but whatever we can do to include Alistair, like read alouds and, playing a game or whatever, just so he can be present with us, definitely makes it easier. And making sure that I always, not that Kenzie needs me any less, but just trying to fill their emotional and social banks. Like I have to fill Alistair's bank first and just give him, my undivided attention, set him up. Then I move on to AJ, make sure he's, set up. I can give him independent work. So then like I can move on to Kenzie, and just kind of knowing like who I need to focus on at that point so that they know like I see you and
Yeah.
things like that. But it's getting easier, but then it'll get, challenging again, because then we will have a preschooler, and I mean, every day is
Yeah.
going to be different, every year will be different, but for the most part I'd say it's been really really good. And we've added a new co-op um, into our routines, and we've met a lot of great people through that. And um, so that's been great.
You know, give the 30-second version for people who might not know what a co-op is.
Well, I'm probably not going to give the right definition, but we meet up with, a big group of families once a week for a few hours, and the kids go to their own like extracurricular classes.
All homeschool
All
families,
homeschool
obviously.
families local to the area. Right now, I'm in a nursery, with our youngest, so I sit there and just play with all the kids there. I get to interact with all the moms, and there's probably about 10 of us in there, so that's been great. Our son, AJ, he's kind of between like kindergarten and first grade. Um, so he gets to be in a big classroom with a bunch of kids, and they just rotate through different subjects, and they read stories, and they do games and crafts for the couple hours. And so like that's been great for him. And then as you get older, you actually pick classes to be in. So like Kenzie was in a cooking class, she was in an art class, and a gym class. And so that was once a week. And it gets us out of the house. It gets us just, the kids with other kids and me with other moms. And it's just a really good time. Um, and I mean, this one was it was very low key, which we really liked.
Mm-hmm.
And
Still very, still very like flexible environment,
yeah,
because that's one of the main things of homeschooling
yeah.
is the flexibility of it.
And just meeting local families, and,
Yeah.
it can turn into all kinds of different things, different meetups and things like that. But that's been great.
And then
So
some of them end up being in some other things that you might
hmm
do.
like a lot of them, our kids are playing basketball this year at the same church we do the co-op, and there's already been families that we've met, this past semester, who are playing basketball. So, the relationships just keep growing from there. So it's been great.
So what? So you touched on your challenges. What would you say have been your biggest victories in terms of homeschooling this year?
Teaching third grade math.
Yeah.
uh, Teaching third grade math has been a whirlwind for me, but Mackenzie will be like, "Mom, why don't you know this?" And little did she know, I just had to, I literally had to read the page before she even walked in the room, because I had no idea
Yeah.
like what I was teaching her that day. I didn't even know where to start. So being able to say I can teach third grade math, um, that's a victory. Um, and seeing AJ's improvement, from just now he's 5, he'll be 6. He probably started reading, maybe he might have started reading around this time last year, like just the basics.
Starting the process of it.
Yeah, like letter sounds and things. But watching him, especially, um, seeing him, starting to like put things together and read books, like for me, like that's huge. And um, just of who he is and his personality and just things like that. And I get very stressed out when it comes to like sometimes teaching him things because I just because of how his personality can
Because he's a
be.
lot like me.
We butt heads a lot, him and I. Um,
Not
but
that we butt heads,
no,
but
but at the end of the day, like seeing him, read a sentence like that just
it's very
it makes me
rewarding.
warm and fuzzy because I did that.
Hmm.
So that's definitely a victory.
And every kid's going to be different in how they learn things. So yeah, like I think with AJ, he a lot of what he learns, you don't necessarily know that he
Mm-hmm.
learned it because he will internalize things, but because he's kind of so bouncing off the walls and all this, he doesn't. You may not actually realize that he learned it, even though he did. Where
He
where with Kenzie, it was like it was. Well, Kenzie was a different breed. She was doing flashcards at like 2,
yeah.
but
But as loud and everything as AJ is, just again his personality and who he is as a person, like what you just said, he also has this side to him that's very quiet
mhm,
and reserved. And I think that comes out a lot in like what he learns because he'll come out of nowhere and he'll share things with us and we're like, what?
yeah,
So he just takes it all in.
yeah. Like recently, for a few weeks now, I've been when we talk the kids to bed, I've been reading them verses and same verses. Kenzie has Psalm 139 1 through 18. I say that to her every night. AJ has Psalm 1 1 through 3, and so I would just say it as a part of praying with them and stuff. I would just say it with them every night, and then one night he just stops me and he goes, "Daddy, I'm going to say the verses." And I was like, "Okay, go ahead," but I know he can't read them
Yeah.
necessarily. So I'm like, "How's this? What is it? What's he mean by this?" And then he just said all the verses
Yeah.
because he has been, in his own head, he's been memorizing them, and which wasn't super obvious to me.
Mm-hmm.
But then he just said it, and he literally said all 3 verses, just boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
and so that he his mind just kind of works like that. But uh, I I joke with him all the time. Like I understand his brain because
He is you.
he's very similar in how I work.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
when I see him go about things, I I, I try to guide him in ways that I knew like where I could have been better at, but I understand why he may do things or approach things the way he does
mm-hmm.
because that's a lot of how I was.
Yeah.
But
But I would say it's been another good year. I mean, we school all year round, so we
mm-hmm,
don't ever really stop. But we take breaks, when we need them and every couple weeks or so. But I would say overall it's been a really good year, despite, just trying to figure out um, having another kid in the mix and
yep,
some days will be easier than others, but
flexibility.
yep.
Flexibility is one of the main things of homeschooling. There's no added pressure of, oh well, if we do this, that means the kids are going to lose this many days of school, and oh, they've already missed these days of school, so if they miss this many more, then they're going to get in a lot of trouble, or this or that's going to happen to them. And it's like, no, we don't need to deal with any of that
Yeah.
because we set that, and we make those decisions. If we want to just go on a trip to Maine, we just go on a trip to Maine. There's no added layer of dealing with a school
Yeah.
and dealing with a school schedule. Um, there's I'm pretty sure we even brought some of their school with them.
Yeah. Easy
Because
stuff.
especially
When they want something to do or,
yeah,
whatever.
especially Kenzie. Like sometimes she likes doing what she's doing
Mm-hmm.
as fun, so she
Yeah.
just she'll just do that.
Yep.
And yeah.
All right, on to the next topic. That's enough about school.
No more homeschooling. Let me get a drink real quick. So, excuse me. You might have to talk for a second.
What do you want me to talk about?
Okay. What else? Alistair's been a nightmare with sleeping, so that's been fun. Any parent, I'm sure, can relate or understands what we mean by that.
Yeah.
He has a tendency to wake up between 1 and 3 a.m. almost every night.
Well, I say the hard part is that, when a baby is a newborn, you expect it. Like, you know what you're getting into, especially the second, third time around. But we're pushing 15 months now.
Yeah.
And I don't remember ever having sleeping issues with the other two like this. It's just, so it's hard. You just don't know what the problem is.
Although luckily, his issues at night doesn't mess with them.
Yeah,
because they're very good.
It's good because our boys share a room, and that's never been an issue. They've been sharing a room almost for a year now. Yeah, because we did their rooms in February, I think, and it's never been an issue, which is great.
Yeah.
The other two are really good sleepers.
Yep.
Well, especially AJ.
Like me.
Yep. But yeah, so that's been interesting. Hopefully that dies out in the new year. That'd be nice.
That would be really nice.
So, but our cruise was fun. So we didn't have to worry about being woken up in the middle of the night.
It was
by children.
So that was 5 days, right? So
that was in September.
For definitely the first day, rolling into probably the second day, we kind of it took us a little while to hit us like, oh,
we can do whatever we want.
It's just us two, and we can do anything.
Yep.
Because when you have kids, like, it's not that you let the kids, run your whole world, no. But at the same time, they have so many needs that basically, in a sense, like, your scheduling and all is ran around them.
They got to eat. Like we said, our daughter, she's pretty self-sufficient, but like I still make all three of the kids breakfast in the morning. I make them lunch. Obviously I make everybody dinner.
But it's like not even just the act of doing it. It's the thinking ahead of time that you have to think about that.
Yeah. The putting it together, then the cleaning it up and everything. Speaking of children, oh boy.
And
come here. Here's our oldest. Okay.
Hey, darling.
That's my microphone. Come here.
She has always said she wants to join the podcast.
She did.
So
we'll just give her a minute. Okay. And we're losing the dog. Gain a kid and we lose the dog. Okay.
So so on the cruise, yeah, that was interesting. We had to get used to the idea of not having to think about any of those things.
Yeah.
And after a while, it was cool. But then, the leading up to the last night and the last day, you started to realize too, like, oh, this is going away now.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we learned to stay up late a couple nights.
Yep.
We learned that we didn't have to get up early.
Yep.
We didn't have to like think about meals because on a cruise you can just
eat whenever you
eat
want.
whenever. That was probably loud. Like you can there's usually on the cruise there's usually at least one or two places that are 24 hours. So there was a place that was 24 hours where you could just get food.
Yep.
Anytime you wanted, literally. Which is also why I gained like 8 pounds.
But it was a good recharge for us in our marriage, and we probably talked about our kids like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Not like we miss them, but like just, they're not there, and I mean, they're our world, so it's,
There was the
we just
ongoing
talk about them.
joke of, there'd be some silence between us, and we're sitting there, and somebody would look at the other one and go, "So that weather today?
We just like don't know how to
What
talk
do you
to
think
each
about
other.
the weather?"
There's no child interrupting us talking.
Yeah. No, that was really cool. And
You gonna say
it was
hello?
10 years, so it was a big milestone. Um, she probably purposely came out to be on the video.
Are you gonna say hello to everybody? No. Okay.
But so anything else for 2025 you want to touch on or bring up? I know as soon as we hit end, we're gonna probably think of something.
Well,
Oh, I can't believe we didn't talk about that.
I'm hoping I'm not missing anything big. Like not even like within our house. Like I know we mentioned your new cousin, right? Your new cousin. So like I know I mentioned that. Um, I hope I'm not missing anything.
My book came out.
Oh yeah, your book came out.
But all the podcast people know that.
Yeah, but
Plenty.
non-podcast people. So
So
you wrote a book.
Rooted and Rising by Aaron Simpkins on Amazon. You can check that out.
Yep.
So looking forward to next year. What's maybe some things you want to maybe improve on
Mm, I
or not
know.
do?
I know one thing is definitely just slowing down and, being a stay-at-home parent, and not just stay at home, but like homeschool. Like, I mean, there's always just a million different thoughts going through my head at a time. And that alone, even before actually doing them, is exhausting. Here comes our other dog.
Come
Here's Marty. This is our other puppy. Um, so just, learning how to slow down and like, um, just prioritizing, like sitting and doing, a quiet activity with the kids, like our diamond art or our puzzle, and just doing that more. Um, okay. We're running out of room over here. Okay, Cody.
That's a dog butt.
Yep. So I know that's one thing I definitely need to.
Cody,
Cody, can you sit down, please?
come here.
Come on.
Come
Oh
on.
my gosh.
All right, go somewhere. Figure this out.
um, so I know that's definitely something I need to improve on, or would like to improve on.
Nice.
I'm sure I could think of others.
I think generally we, well, I'll just say as a general thing that I think we do well is a fairly consistent routine with the kids.
Yeah.
I want
Routine. Okay. Routine
Um,
and just consistency is very important.
yes, especially a bedtime routine,
Mm-hmm.
and um, we've we've kept pretty much the same routine when it comes to he wanted his front and center shot. We've pretty much
Cody.
kept the same nighttime routine. We have in our heads 8 o'clock. Obviously, that could mean like really anywhere 7:30 to 8:30.
Yeah.
We start bedtime.
Depends on the day.
And
What
starting
we've done.
bedtime, really just means kids go get your pajamas on, go get ready for bed, come out. We all sit together on the couches and get the Bible out and
You read your book.
read two books.
Two books.
ABC Primer and Rooted and Rising by Aaron Simpkins on Amazon. And we read some Bible all together, and we read a little bit from the other two books, and then and we pray. Every night of the week we have a different thing that we pray for. We can pray, we pray about anything that might be going on or happening, but but every night there is also a main subject that we pray about. And so like Monday's missionaries, Tuesday is health of loved ones, and Wednesday is leaders, so on. So we've done that, I think, ever since Kenzie was like 2.
Something like that.
And
the whole routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I bring that up because one thing when it comes to with I hear a lot with just when it comes to the parental advice world, people looking for advice and all. Again, not that we're incredibly amazing at these things, but if there's some advice I could give in terms of parents bringing up the question of how do I get my kids to want to engage with God, engage with His Word. Um, I mean, one of the simplest ways is you have to read it to them, and you have to pray with them. And so we figured out when she's the oldest, when she was very young, we figured out that, well, if we just make this the normal, make this the norm, make this the routine, then this is at least a period of time every single day where it's going to be the norm that they hear God's word, that they hear us pray, and that will just be a part of their life, not be something that's trying to be forced on them, or not be something that when they're older and it's harder to establish those norms for them. Uh, it's just something that is already ingrained from it. She was young enough that she doesn't know any different, and then AJ was born into it, and Alistair was born into it. So it just continues.
Yeah.
But I think just consistency with that,
and routines.
Yeah, routines are good.
Because routines are not. What was that quote?
Doesn't mean you can't be flexible.
No, we're very very flexible. You have to be, especially with little kids. But routine isn't. Remember that quote I shared with you? It was like a couple weeks ago or whatever. But it's like it came down to like routine isn't like punishment. Like it's whatever it was, because like people, because we're not like super strict when it comes to bedtime, but we do have a routine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know why we're talking about the same one. I don't even know. I don't even know what we were
I think it was just
about.
things that we feel like we have done well, and we will continue into the new year.
I just thought of something about AJ from this past year. He does trail life.
He does trail life, and he learned how to ride a 2-wheel bike.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's 2 big things for AJ.
So Mackenzie's been a part of American Heritage Girls. This is her 2nd year, and AJ now was able to old enough
5.
to join. When he turned 5, his whole world opened up. He's able to join Trail Life, so that is loosely the easiest way to say it, even though it's not fully true, but the easiest, simplest way to put it is it's the Christian version of the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. So again, and a lot of the kids that are around are, some of them are kids, they're new kids to them, and some of them are kids from co-op and things like that.
But a lot of them, not all of them are homeschooled though.
Yeah, not all are homeschooled. A lot are, but not all are.
Not all of them.
But there again, you meet some moms, you meet some dads. We've both already made friends from that.
So AJ joined that, and
Yep.
he learned. Okay. And he learned how to ride a bike with no training wheels.
That was a big deal.
That was like a big personal goal of his.
Yep.
And he did it.
Took a lot of bumps and bruises, but he did it. I guess
that was over the summer, right? Or like the end of the summer,
maybe? End of summer, I think, but yeah.
But yeah, he learned, because I just looked over at our Christmas tree, and that was his ornament that we got him this year, was him on a 2-wheeler. Um,
Yeah, that was a
yeah,
big deal.
it was a big deal.
I remember going. We both went out many times with him and would practice with him and I was I was much more okay with this than you were over and over, but I would just push him and let him go, and he would fall, but he kept getting right back up. He was determined to do it, and I kept telling him, I said, you don't know this now, but there's going to be just one time you just do it, and it's just going to click, and then you're never going to forget it. And that's exactly what happened.
I think it was later that day.
Yeah. I think he ended up actually doing it for the first time when I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was just home. It was like late in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You weren't home yet. But yeah, that dawned on me. He had two big things this year.
Yep.
But
yeah.
Yeah. I don't it hasn't happened yet, but like one big family trip that might happen this year is we might go back to the Ark.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
when we went to the Ark, it
we've
was
already
just
been
just
there.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was pregnant with Mackenzie. Like she just turned 8,
It
so
was a baby moon.
yeah. But our whole family might go there this spring, so that'll be exciting. So that'll be fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Um,
And they have
if we
way
go.
more there now to do too since last time we were there.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're talking about is the Ark Encounter, in Kentucky, by the organization Answers in Genesis. I highly suggest you check that out. If you don't know what it is, or if you've never gone, I highly suggest it. It's definitely a trip, worth making. And I think the kids are gonna really love it. They're gonna think all the animals are so cool. Obviously, seeing the Ark and being in it is gonna be amazing to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a bunch of other stuff now, like I said, there too. The Creation Museum, we'll go there while we're out there. But it'd be cool too because it'd be a big family trip.
Yep.
And a long road trip, which they'll like watching a bunch of movies.
Kenzie's not looking forward to the road trip part too much. She had a hard time because Maine was our first like big road trip. She struggled with that a little bit, but hopefully this
okay.
time we'll learn some tips and tricks to help her out with that. But
yeah,
I don't know if anything off the top of my head that's going to be happening this year other than that, which isn't even planned yet. Right now it's just talk in the works.
Probably a lot, but it'll come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kenzie's birthday this year, this for 2026 coming up, will be on Thanksgiving. So I know she's pretty excited about that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right? She's giving a thumbs up.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to this year? You have anything?
Christmas.
She's looking forward to next Christmas.
Christmas is it already is what 4 or 5 days away, or
yeah,
4 or 5 days ago, and
she's already looking forward to next year. What was your favorite thing that happened this past year? Do you have anything? Christmas.
It was a cool Christmas. We did a lot, and we had a special guest with us all week for Christmas. A really good family friend of ours. I joke with him. He's a little brother I never wanted, but our friend Steven stayed with us, and so that was special.
He was with us for a week.
Yeah. So he was with us. All the family stuff we did, all that, he was there, and the kids love him.
Yeah, that was fun, right? You like having Steven here? Who knows? Maybe he'll join us for next Christmas too.
He said when he left, he would see you at this time next year.
Yep, when he left to go back to Chicago, because that's where he's stationed right now with the military. He said, "I'll see you at the same time next year."
Yep. Any other closing comments? How can I be better as a husband?
Fun tonight at the mall.
What'd you say?
Yeah, we have fun tonight.
We went to kids for fun at the mall tonight.
Yeah, tonight we took the kids to a indoor playground right in Deffert, and they had a blast. Alistair had so much fun that he cried hysterically when we put him into the stroller to leave to come home.
Lost his mind.
So that was fun. That's what Kenzie just said.
It's all good.
But yeah, so it was a good year. Hopefully going into this year, everybody can stay healthy and just have a good year. We actually did this before New Year's Eve.
How could I not be a dumb husband?
I don't know. I'll come up with something.
It's so bad she can't say it on camera.
I'll come up with something.
All right. We can close this up.
Okay.
Are you starting your year-long break until next time? Or am I going to get you again?
Maybe in 6 months. Maybe we should do like a 6-month recap so we can actually remember what's happened. So I'll see you in June.
I'll keep chipping away at it. Get you down to every other month.
We'll see.
Once a month. Yeah, we'll see. All right, the way I close every episode up is I say truth is strength. You going to say it for me?
Truth is strength.
Sit up. Look at the mirror.
Say,
look at the camera.
So remember, truth is strength.
Truth is strength.